subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an update. Hello everyone! Today on Lady Mary Beth, we are shopping AGC Boutique, the fundraising arm for Amazing Grace Charities. With donated items, they are able to further their mission to assist and restore lives and keep items out of landfills. It's an eclectic mix of home decor, fashion, collectibles, and vintage finds. They are located on Bissonnet in Bellaire, a Houston suburb, and open 11 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday. Let's go inside and discover some treasures together. Join me. This shop is a true treasure trove. It's easy to pop in on your lunch break. They're not far from the Houston Galleria, located at 5007 Bissonnet in Bellaire. Can't wait to share some of these great finds with you today. And they have some of our favorite chinoiserie and lots more to discover. Welcome to AGC, a unique boutique where you can elevate your home, fashion, and gifting. Carefully curated donations are expertly merchandised by Matthew.
Hello everyone, and we'd like to welcome you to come into our boutique and have a coffee, shop, and all of your purchases earn you points on future purchases, and as well as you can find us in Lady Mary Beth's guide.
And here they are on the Houston Resale Guide and Map. You can pick up a free copy at AGC or any of the other resale stores. We feature Bluebird Circle, Charity Guild, the Guild Shop, Still Good Consignment, and many more. There is so much we're going to find today, including some amazing bargains. First, let's have a look at our favorite blue and white. And there's an elephant. It's actually from the Netherlands. And elephants are symbols of good fortune, power, wisdom, and represent long life and memory. I think we all need some elephants in our lives. Priced at $17.99. There's the back stamp that tells us that it is hand-painted Delft blue. And the jade, those are fun. I like the combination of the green and blue. It's refreshing. I can imagine a tablescape in these colors. And there's some more Delft with that small plate. And these pedestals are fantastic. I have a similar one, and I place a plate on top and use that on my buffet or sideboard. And it's nice to have a matching pair. Perfect for a candle, and it's priced at $49.99. Some very generous donors in the community that share all of their wares. Of course, it all goes to a good cause. And there's a ginger jar. And so much more to share with you on these shelves, including on the floor. Chinoiserie is a Western interpretation of Eastern art. This iconic blue willow pattern is well represented here. It was made famous by two Thomases in England. Thomas Turner was an engraver, Thomas Minton a potter. In 1780, they designed this pattern based on Chinese imports. And this blue willow pattern was made by many manufacturers over the years. You will see this in magazines, home decor, books. It is a staple in design. A chinoiserie planter is ideal as a centerpiece or roll-up towels in place in your bathroom. A double happiness ginger jar is always a good idea, as well as that blue and white living. They do have some interesting books tucked in here and there. And everything is well featured and merchandised in the store. Here we've got a chinoiserie bowl on a pedestal, a cheese dome that I believe is from Bombay & Company. And you could, of course, utilize these separately or together. I like that octagonal plate. detailed design. It is priced at $30.99. And there is a very interesting item next to that for $19.99. This carries that iconic blue willow pattern that was actually based on the original Nanking design. We have found the real McCoy, but it's not quite what it seems. This pitcher style was actually created as a cookie jar. It's well priced at $19.99, and that is a real find. Here's the real McCoy back stamp on that. That's how you can identify these items, and with the USA stamp. I can imagine that someone might think this is actually a pitcher. This company got its start in 1910 as the Nelson McCoy Sanitary and Stoneware Company in Roseville, Ohio. In 1919, they merged with other companies to form the American Clay Products Group. And they eventually reestablished as Nelson McCoy Pottery. My favorite discovery in the store today, a pair of plates with great curves. I'll tell you more about the history of this design. And I could not resist these. And a nice ginger jar as well. Lots of different ways to incorporate chinoiserie. These plates seem to be museum quality. They have a circular floral design, gilting, and flow blue. Let's turn it over and look for that back stamp, which is a roadmap to the history of a piece. As we turn over this plate and look at the back stamp, we can see the Doulton porcelain with the crown above it, the impressed Doulton underneath. We can date this as having been used from 1886 to 1891, made in Burslem, Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire, England. These plates are true antiques and well priced at $26.99 each. I've seen these well over 100 on the secondary market. And you may wonder why they do not carry the name Royal in front of Doulton, the brand that we all know and love. And that's because these predate 1901, when King Edward VII granted them a royal warrant and permission to use Royal in the name. The perfect accent lamp that is looking for a good home. The blue and white transferware is stunning. It's in great condition, looks to be even unused, priced at $125.99. And the shade is to scale and in great shape, and that's a huge plus when you're shopping resale. Replacing a shade can be costly at times. This needlepoint has a bit of history. It's very well presented, triple matted, framed at $31.99. That's a bargain and could anchor a room. I find that framing can be several $100s even for a small print or needlework. This is a great example of mid-century needlework. It is called bargello. You will see the wool on canvas, vertical stitches that form a geometric pattern. This was actually inspired by the chairs at the Bargello Palace in Florence, Italy, the oldest public building there, and that was built in year 1255, originally called the Palazzo del Podesta, built for the highest magistrate in their city council. Sometimes the best finds are in a glass case. And I'm always looking for jewelry, James Avery, and this particular brand that is born and bred in Texas. Some exceptional prices. I will give you a closer look and tell you some of the history of these pieces. Even the stars wear this line of jewelry, and many of these are new with tags. And that is certainly a great find. And it is a huge savings off of retail. The red would go with so many different seasons and occasions. The matching earrings. Kendra Scott is an Austin, Texas-based jewelry designer. She's originally from Wisconsin and grew up in the Klein area of Houston, attended Klein High School. She is an executive chairwoman, philanthropist, venture capitalist on Shark Tank, and has a heart of gold. I've met her in person and she gives back to the community. She's just amazing. And they've got some great items here, well priced, usually about half of retail. Some are new with tags. The rain necklace was one of her first designs. It's priced at $31.99 and retails for $90. And Kendra Scott also has some higher end fashion jewelry that would be great for evening wear, cocktail hour. Here is one new with tags $128 and the price here is $69.99. This is one of my favorite finds of the day. I can hardly believe the price. I'll tell you more about it. This Hazel lariat dish is an amazing deal at $10 and has an interesting history. The pattern debuted in 1942. In their advertising, they had a cowboy on a rearing horse with a lasso, and that rope motif is seen throughout. That is a nod to the American frontier days. And you will also notice it has silver overlay, which was not produced by Hazel. They contracted this out to other companies, and I've shared the history of silver deposit at a recent visit to Houston Junior Forum. This was quite the prolific pattern. They also made it in a punch set. Absolutely exquisite. And as we look at the reverse side of the silver overlay, you will see that it is white. I invite you to watch that episode at Houston Junior Forum for the history. Always look up. You may find something wonderful. And this square platter does have a bit of history. Doesn't it look like a walk through the garden? I just love all the colors. That could certainly anchor a room. Priced at $29.99. It's a walk through the garden with this cloisonne plate. As we turn it over, we see the original sticker, Ondo Cloisonne. This is a company that's based in Sakai, Nagoya, Japan, which was once a center for enamelware production, one of the few still operating today. And it gained popularity in the 1900s at the Paris exhibition in 1900. Its founder, Ondo Jubei, attended the Glasgow International Exhibition in 1901. He stayed on in Britain for 2 years to study the market. I'm excited to tell you more about this crystal sculpture. I used to purchase these on the airplane when they had duty free, and I was going back and forth to Germany in the 80s and early 90s. And this orifice bowl, $20.99 for the Corona, that's a deal. They have some great finds. They actually had more of the orifice bowls, including a different pattern that I purchased on a previous visit. And here's a closer look at that crystal sculpture. Such a great way to showcase wildlife. And this is all from a town in Sweden called Malås. Such detail and craftsmanship goes into these pieces. And when you see that sticker, you know that it is a Mats Jonassen, and it also has his signature on the piece. Mats Jonassen is a Swedish crystal designer known for his etchings of flowers and wildlife. This is a company that started in 1924. Mats joined them in 1959, and he did jump over to Costa Boda for a while and came back and took over the factory. It is known today as Mats Jonassen Malås, and this is well priced at $19.99, the perfect size for gifting. They also have a pair of figurines from Denmark, and I believe that these depict the Faroe girls from the Faroe Islands. And we'll have to take a look at that back stamp. And these sell for about twice the price on eBay. They've done their research, $199.99. And there is that back stamp. If you are a collector, I would love to hear more about this. Not familiar with it. I see some Lalique with a ship. And even Waterford. You'll want to look for that Lalique signature right there, and that's priced at $29.99. I'm assuming that's a paperweight. This is from the Waterford Jewel Collection, and it was called that because they sold an assortment to jewelry stores. There's the acid etch logo, and this was in my day back in 94, 95, and Waterford Crystal even had a certain case that they sold with it. They sometimes have interesting flatware. How about that brass? Warm metals are popular. $79.99 seems like a very good deal for all of this flatware and serving pieces. Made in Thailand. Such detail. Siam. That could be dinner conversation there. What a great addition. They had some black lacquer flatware recently that sold, and a sterling silver ornament that you could almost wear as a necklace. And these are annual ornaments that are collectible. This is from 1974 from Reed and Barton. The Christmas cross for $25.99. And there's lots to discover on this shelf. The blue is the color of the most beautiful sapphire. Can you imagine drinking water out of this? Perfection. These are Seneca highballs, $10.99. The Seneca Glass Company in that driftwood pattern. Mid-century glassware. Fantastic. Could have a whole set, and it is hard to find. I think that's a great purchase. Hard to not take that home today. And some everyday green glassware. And something that makes me want to go home and make apple turnovers. I just love this. Would go well with fall. $7.99 each. I'll tell you more about the history. Hazel Atlas Company made the Orchard collection from 1940 to 1955. This is definitely more of the golden, delicious variety with that yellow shade. And this originally was a salad set with a larger green serving bowl. You could use these in a variety of ways for apple crisp with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, toppings, yogurt, side salad, just about any time of the year. Hazel Atlas was a large producer of molded glass, headquartered in Wheeling, West Virginia. They got their start with a merger of 4 companies in Washington, Pennsylvania: Hazel Glass, Atlas Glass, Wheeling Metal Plant, and Republic Glass. They made bottles and jars for commercial packaging and for home canning. They are best known for depression glass, and they were purchased in 1957 by the Continental Can Company. Let's pop into a different area of the store. There are a couple of little rooms that you'll want to make sure that you shop, and each one has a different feel, very well presented. And we have some Japanese, fashion, books, even a puzzle from Liberty of London, and some linens. I have my eye on the milk glass, no surprise. I just love this. It goes with everything. And this gives you an idea. You could actually use that as a centerpiece. Milk glass is the little black dress of tabletop. You can dress it up, dress it down, and it goes with everything. They've got a great selection here, including Fenton Silvercrest and Westmoreland. Milk glass was popular in the Victorian era because it resembled expensive porcelain. Westmoreland was one of the premier manufacturers of milk glass, and the paneled grape was their best-selling pattern. This banana boat is well priced at $22.99. You might wonder what to do with this besides the obvious. You could certainly use this for letters or mail. It could be used in a guest bath with rolled towels, a centerpiece with seashells, fall foliage, Christmas ornaments. Many ways to utilize this special piece. This spooner is from Westmoreland, another fine quality item, better than most milk glass you find on the market. You could run a ribbon through that open lacework, priced at $10.99. Use it for flatware, as a vase. And this basket is perfectly priced. The diamond cuts are inviting, $9.99. Keep that on hand, fill it with flowers, and bring it as a hostess gift, especially in the springtime. From Indiana Glass Company, Fenton, we've got some great examples, including a compote. And for men, cufflinks, tie tacks, many of these in original boxes, and halcyon days. These are highly collectible. They made them for Mother's Day, Christmas, of course. And if you're missing a year or two, this is a great opportunity to fill in. I see these in high-end gift shops. Very well priced here. And this is from Mexico. It resembles very natural tree bark, priced at $29.99. I'm not familiar with the porcelain company. Would love to know more about it. And some japonais with a screen. It's priced at $169. It's a nice size. You wouldn't use it as a room divider, but you could certainly place that as a home accent. And a ginger jar, smaller pieces, great for gifting. Let's take a look at the prices. I like the peacock theme. $11.99. That is affordable, something you could keep in your gift closet. $59.99 for the larger ginger jar. And there's that back stamp, made in Japan. This is from probably the 1980s. And look at the wood carved duck for $39.99. That would go for a lot in an antique shop. And they also have metalware for about $30. Great for entertaining. The pewter piece, $50.75, and we see the retail was over $100. Brandy snifters. And here we have a 3-part dish that also has the silver overlay, like our lariat piece. At $19.99, that is ideal for jewelry. I have a similar etched piece that I have on my dresser. An early American pattern glass cake stand that's ruffled, $10.99, that is a deal. Place some cookies or a 6-inch cake on that, and you've got a nice presentation. If I didn't have so many cake stands, I would have taken that one home. It is sort of trendy to not polish silver, and that quadruplate would be an ideal addition. And here is another great find from Waterford Crystal with the original sticker. There is a scratch on the front, and that's why it's priced at $19.99. I think it's perfectly giftable and usable. And also from Waterford, from their marquee line. This has a beautiful cut. Lots of great gift ideas here, including a Marquee by Waterford vase, priced at $19.99, and with the wide opening, not only ideal for roses, but also breadsticks, forks on a buffet. This you could certainly present in many different ways. That was the Canterbury pattern from Marquee by Waterford. They also have some more metalware, ideal for entertaining, including a very famous brand from New Mexico. You might be familiar with Nambe, priced at $59.99. It's the butterfly bowl. And you always want to look for that particular hallmark. Platinum was popular in the mid-60s throughout the 70s. And these glasses are ideal for entertaining. And even the liqueurs you could use in your guest bath for mouthwash. Of course, desserts in the champagne coupes at $3.29 each. It's an affordable way to set your table. Matthew pointed out this book in Gift Giving, Only the Best, a celebration of gift giving in America. Can't wait to peek inside. I'm sure there's some fabulous gifts here. Richard Burton to Elizabeth Taylor. Well, we know that she got lots of jewels. This is interesting. Mary Martin to her friends. That was J.R. Ewing, Larry Hagman's mother. I'll have to take a closer look at this. Gift giving is my love language, and I'm delighted to have found this book. It's interesting to read about celebrities and historical figures and how they give and receive, and it's a way to show honor and respect. Barbara Hutton was married to Cary Grant for a brief moment, and she was gifted with this clutch, my favorite type of handbag. And Claire Booth Luce, well known in the publishing world. And if we think about the Gilded Age, including the show that's on PBS, we must remember William Kissam Vanderbilt and his wife Alva Smith Vanderbilt, the parents of Consuela, the Duchess of Marlborough. And yes, the Gilded Age was based on that family. And now we're going to step into another room and discover some great porcelain finds, Vera Bradley, and a bit of chinoiserie. But first, we'll look at this dress that will have you ready for the Texas Antiques Fair. You could be round top or rodeo ready with this dress. There's lots to discover in this room, including some Bellique china, and Franciscan dinnerware that's perfect for Seaside. We're familiar with the Franciscan ivy and desert rose. I had not seen the sand dollar design. This is new to me. 32 pieces for $199.99. My mother is a BOI, born on the island from Galveston, and she would have adored this. Franciscan was her favorite, with the ivy specifically, and desert rose as well. The Sea Sculptures Collection from Franciscan. I think they made different motifs. This obviously is the sand dollar. And Vera Bradley is quilted, fun patterns, and great for traveling. They have a nice selection here, including some that are new with tags, and the price is right. $28.99. And I'm always looking for a new film bag, $29.99. It's a hipster, which is a crossbody, and that is a pop of color. Love it. Some glasses that are actually still made today. And I do like that pillow. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? These are from Libby, and you can actually find them online today. You have to order them in huge quantities for restaurants. And I love that the Hobstar is still integrated into tableware today. $6.99 each. A beautiful design, something we would have seen in the American Brilliant at the turn of the century. And here is another garden stool. We saw one in the front of the store. This chinoiserie stool is well priced at $60.99. You often see these for several hundred at antique stores. I have a similar one I purchased at Still Good Consignment that is a side table in our upstairs den. You can easily place a drink, remote control on this. It's practical and pretty. These really are ideal to have on hand. I wouldn't use them for seating, although I have done that in Asia. I find them more of a decorative accent and useful, of course, as a side table. A beautiful plate that could stand alone on an entry table, $29.99. Unmarked, it is from Prussia. And another crystal sculpture from Mats Jonassen. We see that sticker at the bottom with a pair of dolphins. This is heavy. $49.99. It's harder to find these. And a great seashell collection. I love the theme. It's refreshing for the summer. A beautiful display with treasures of the sea, anchored by a sea turtle plate and also a sea turtle mini. From Nora Fleming, this fits into their ceramic serving dishes. That is a fun collection. And there's also a very special Bellique vase. This was issued in 2006 as part of their Heritage Collection. It's absolutely beautiful with the gold edge. It has some green accents, and that back stamp tells us that it is from 2006, priced at $32.99. A beautiful addition. For the serious Bellique collector, they do have some great pieces here. And we always want to turn it over and look at the back stamp. I will tell you more about the history. And it's actually quite easy to reference this. Priced at $29.99. They even have a teacup that matches that. Not in this store, but I have seen that at Still Good Consignment. And we find even more of our beloved Bellique here. I'm amazed at the collection that they have today, including a stacking sugar and creamer. I actually did take that one home at the top. Bellique Irish Parian China is highly collectible and extra special. They've got a nice selection here of creamers and some sugar and creamer sets. At $9.99, this would make a great gift. It has that celebration bow on the front. This could be used for an individual salad dressing server, dessert sauce, or even a posy vase. I've shared the history of Bellique in a previous visit to Still Good Consignment. I invite you to take a look at that segment. Bellique items can be dated by looking at the back stamp. You could research that online. I've also shared that on our Facebook group page, Lady Mary Beth's Table. I invite you to join us there. Let's take a look at some of these historic back stamps. The back stamps feature different colors and editions. This is the third black back stamp that was made from 1926 to 1946, one of the oldest that I've seen. The Undine Water Nymph Creamer is priced at $17.99, and she carries a yellow mark. That happens to be the 7th, and that was made from 1980 to 1993. This unique double-handled and double spout creamer is priced at $17.99, and let's take a look at that back stamp. It is green, which happens to be the 6th green, made from 1965 to 1980. They also have a Party Perfect collection, great for using as a centerpiece, and this can double as a table favor. You could place florals inside these bud vases, and then each guest could take one home. Well priced at $11.99, these are from Lenox, a famous American china manufacturer. Beautiful vases. A bit of japonaise. This figurine would be a nice addition to a sideboard or table centerpiece. And those pops of color are a bit unusual with that pagoda, $9.99. Love that piece. And I'm finding even more of our favorite Bellaire with a Lenox egg nestled inside, $7.99. These you do find occasionally at consignment and thrift stores, and it's well priced, under $20. Where can you find a great gift with that price point? Reticulated and a bit of chinoiserie at the same time. I love it, the perfect combination. The Green Dragon is $25.99, made in Western Germany, which dates it to the 1960s, and it's made by Schwarzenhammer in Bavaria. A striking piece. You could use that for serving scones, or it could be on your entry table. And this is an amazing find for resellers and flippers. This would be a great investment. You could certainly sell that on eBay and make a mint. And for the collector, this is a dream find. This is an incredible find from Mount Washington Glass Company in the satin herringbone rainbow. These sell for well over $100 on eBay. This is priced at $29.99. That's a great deal. And there's also a matching basket. The Mount Washington Glass Company started in 1837 in Boston. They were the largest producer of American art glass. They later traded under the name of Pierpoint. And this basket is priced at $42.99. This would sell for a lot more on the secondary market. From the golden age of mid-century entertaining, these velvet chairs are ideal for pulling out some extra seating at your next party. Priced at $60 each, that is a great find. Something I have not seen in other stores. I quite like these. Now let's step into a room that has some fashion for men, barware from another era, and other great finds. I love the golden rings. And you'll see that name there. We'll talk more about that. Priced at $9.99 each. Authentic mid-century barware from Culver. Their signature is here along the base. That's one way to identify their creations. This is a company that started in 1939 in Brooklyn, New York. They are known for their 22-karat gold embellishments. They have owls, mushrooms, Asian, Egyptian themes, holiday, just about anything, and more popular than ever. And if you're looking for some ebony dinnerware, that goes very well with the barware. Quite a nice selection, and they have quantity, and that's great. Sometimes you find a double old fashioned or highball, but there might be just 3 and you need a set. They've got it here for you. Culver Industries sold in 1996 to Modern Glass, one of my vendors in the promotional products business, where I had some custom double old fashions made for the Tennessee Titans. And speaking of that, the former Houston Oilers, we have some oil derrick double old fashions. These are priced at $12.99 each. Let's have some fashion fun and see what we can discover. New with tags from Neiman Marcus, the Victoria Beckham collection, priced at $370. Reminds me of a tennis skirt. $90.99, size 10. That's a good deal. You could probably even sell that online. You just have to look through. You may find something that is ideal for your next event. This is an Yves Saint Laurent gown with the original dry cleaning ticket. This is a fantastic find. You would have to have a tiny waist for that. And they have Lily Pulitzer, great for the summer. Refreshing colors for this Texas heat, priced at $18.99. There's a Lily Pulitzer store in Houston, and Betsy Johnson. I think there's also a store at the Galleria. That hot pink, perfect for any time of the day, new with tags, $29.99. It's from Nordstrom's. Great finds here. So glad you joined me today for AGC Boutique. Found some treasures, including this Westmoreland paneled grape banana boat. And I'm also taking home the Dolton plates. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Beth. Elevate your everyday with charity resale shopping.